Raider Nation, what's going on? It's your boy Raider Slim coming back with another video. Go ahead and hit that subscribe for your boy. Appreciate you guys in advance. Especially if you're a Raider fan, you want to stay updated on the opinions, and you've been following me, hit that subscribe, man. I appreciate you guys. Much love. But let's go ahead and talk about a couple things. And I know you guys been seeing the news. Fernando Mendoza not throwing in the combine, right? I don't think nothing bad about it. A lot of people are coming out saying that didn't really work out for Shedeur. But when I read why he's not doing it, he said that he wants to throw with his guys, not throwing to a bunch of random receivers. He wants to throw with his guys, the guys that he's used to, and it also helps them raise their stock up. I feel like that's a good move for him and him being a good teammate, because Fernando Mendoza is pretty much the #1 draft pick, and we all know he's going to be going to the Raiders. So to boost people up around him, I feel like that's good. You know, I feel like that's good morale. That's like a good personality, a good teammate to help these guys, because you never know. You may see that pass that he throws deep and he's used to, you know, with his receiver, and that person may get drafted, might raise their stock, you know. So I feel like that's honestly a good thing. This dude just rolling the street. That's crazy. But I feel like honestly that's a good move for him. And man, this dude just walking across the street in traffic, man. That's crazy. But yeah, I feel like that's a good move for him, you know. And then just hearing this whole Maxx Crosby rumor thing that's been trending and going on every other week, and Spy Tech comes out and he's asked, "Do you expect, you know, Maxx Crosby to be a Raider?" He said, "Yeah, I expect him to be a Raider." You know, we all pretty much feel the same that he is. I mean, he's going through this surgery and rehabbing. So he came out and said that yesterday at the combine, and then today, you know, hearing Kubiak say it, he's like, "I look forward to working with Max." You know, he said every interaction I've had with Maxx Crosby's been a good interaction, you know. So I feel like, you know, these rumors are still going to circulate with this whole trade thing, but I feel like Maxx Crosby is going to be a Raider this year. Now, his contract's up next year. Now, I would have more of a question mark with that. Like, you know, what would his plans be, or what I feel like he would go and do next year. But this year he's going through rehab. He's trying to get better. And I feel like things are going to be a whole lot different this year, you know. And then plus him going through a surgery, and imagine a GM from another team goes, "Hey, man, I'm going all in on Max," and not 100% knowing, you know, his availability, how his surgery's going well. You don't really know, you know, because when he gets back, he's expected to be back full by June, but who knows? We don't know, you know, and that's how sometimes, you know, GMs can get fired and head coaches get fired for making moves like that. But I feel like Maxx Crosby is going to be coming back, you know, 100%, you know what I mean? You know, Max is a dog. He is the face of the Raiders, you know. But, and then Kubiak coming out today speaking about he wants to have 2 backs. Now, I feel like that's a good move. He said, like, the season is long. It can't all be on one guy, even though has Ashton Jeanty. Nothing against Jeanty, of course, because, you know, I feel like with the O-line being addressed and better, and with a whole different offensive scheme, I feel like things are going to look a whole lot different and be a lot different for all the players on the team. You know, so adding a second back, we all know we had like Zamir White and Raheem, I think Mostert or whatever back there, and it just didn't really do much, you know what I mean? So those guys didn't really break the way or pave the way, I feel. So I feel like bringing in a second guy, you know, rather somebody off the roster that can fulfill that, but just to lighten up that load, so we all know it can mix things up, you know what I mean? You know, you have some plays that'll go 3-2, you know what I mean, and some that are 3-6 or 2-8, you know what I mean? It's different things you can change with different players and different schemes, you know what I mean? And, you know, I would say get 2 different type of running back styles personally, but we'll see what they do. But it's a good move, you know. But they also spoke about Fernando Mendoza not starting right away. But when I listened to it, everybody's like, "Oh, Fernando's not going to start." But when I listened to what the rest of what they spoke about, they were saying that it's other teams that have done it and succeeded, you know, like the Commanders with Jaden Daniels and the Patriots with Drake May, you know what I mean? And, you know, it worked out. But they basically said if everything isn't set up the way they need to, they're not going to throw him in there, which is smart. But I feel like the Raiders are going to go pretty much all in to try to do what the best they can to set Fernando Mendoza up this year to start. And they have to really, really knock free agency out and the draft, you know, to make that happen. But I feel like, honestly, it will happen because I feel like it's going to be a lot of trial and error. But like I said, I feel like, honestly, Fernando Mendoza, everything that's set in place with the staff, with the coaches, having some senior coaching and then some young coaching and guys with experience, they're going to be able to get things together. And I don't know about you, but I definitely feel that this year is going to be a whole lot different. It just doesn't feel the same to me. I feel like it's people in there that really kind of know what they're doing. It's not a second, third option, or we really want this person, but we got this person, So we'll see what happens, But that's the latest, man. It's going to be a lot also coming up. And then the whole thing with Geno Smith and his contract, right? So we don't know exactly what's going to go on with Geno. I feel like Geno Smith isn't going to be a Raider next year. They kind of spoke on it, and they said right now they're focused on the combine, and they look at the contract, and then they'll look at it after the combine to kind of see what they feel and what's the best option. I feel like, honestly, he may be released or traded. I know what I read is that they're going to have to eat $18.5 million, but they will save $8 million, So rather they can do something with that $8 million, bring back another veteran quarterback, So it's all going to be a lot of question marks around Geno, but I feel like, honestly, it just did not work with Geno Smith. So I feel like, honestly, he will be pretty much parting ways with the Raiders. I mean, I don't really see him sitting back and trying to help the Raiders. The fans didn't really like him. Just nothing really worked out with Geno Smith. But we'll have to see what happens, man. But free agency's coming up, I think March 11th. So it'll be some moves being made soon. There's also some more news, and they're still putting the staff together. But I'm looking forward to it. I appreciate you guys, man, tapping in, watching the video, man. Much love. Hit that subscribe again. Peace.